Weird. My headphones were just having a bit of Bluetooth stuff because Bluetooth is Bluetooth. Also, just as a follow-up, I just want to check something. Hold on a second. Can you hear the water drip? Is that getting picked up? Okay. So, a pipe sprung a leak in my house, and I have no water right now, and water continues to very slowly drip out from where it sprung said leak. So, just didn't know if the drop was gonna get picked up. You have a lot of emotes. Oh, that's a global one. Okay, fair enough. Anyways, hi. I am back playing Lamplight City tonight. This is possibly the final stream. I hope so. I feel like I should be able to get through this, unless this last case is going to be just ridiculous. I'm hoping I'll be able to get through it in the one sitting for a nice clean finish. So rather than talk about how my house is leaking, we're just going to go into the game. Oh, hold on. The best feature. Alright. Alright, loading game. It's time for justice.
Therein there hasn't.
Newspaper? Do we care about this newspaper? Oh yeah, this is new. Atwood under fire for alleged cooping scheme. More controversy has emerged after Hart Leroy's landslide victory against Herb Atwood, as accusations of a pro-Atwood cooping scheme have emerged. Allegedly, Atwood's campaign hired men to find unsuspecting victims, ply them with alcohol, and then force them to vote multiple times. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Citizens fear mass murder. The general mood around New Britannia is one of caution and fear, especially in Cholmondeley. 4 victims so far have been claimed by the so-called Justice Killer, with no apparent motive or link between them. That's what makes it so frightening, said Cholmondeley resident Simon Banks. You have no idea what's or who's going to be next. It's gotten to the point where I stopped sweeping chimneys before sundown. When reached for comment, the New Britannia police offered no new information, but encouraged citizens to remain vigilant and avoid answering their doors for strangers. That's just good. Anyways, rumors of a nightly curfew have been swirling, but no confirmation has been given. Anyone with information regarding the identity of the killer is strongly encouraged to contact the Fuzz. Gascon spiritualist arrested for fraud. Angela Maxwell, the leader of the spiritualist group in Gascon, known as the Spectre Society, was arrested yesterday on charges of fraud after an extensive undercover operation by the New Britannia police discovered that she was exploiting her clients and robbing them of their money. Detective Lester Barnett attended several meetings under an assumed name, during which he observed Miss Maxwell's ruse. She would claim her client was cursed, then offer healing services for a fee. The clients would then pay exorbitant amounts of money over a period of time to be cured. A representative of the New Britannia Police offered the warning: "We urge the public to be extremely wary of anyone claiming to be able to communicate with spirits or deceased loved ones. In reality, they often just prey on the grief-stricken and vulnerable." That's fun. That's just a fun little thing. And then an article about how Roman Lesplay was murdered and how we caught him. Hold on, my headphones are being weird. Give me a sec. Oh, you're just not going to automatically connect? Of course you're not. Hold on a second. There you go. I opened up the Bluetooth menu. And then it's like, oh, yeah, no, obviously. That's what you meant. Okay. And no audio. Alright, hold on. We're going to kill it. And let's just double check here. Okay, that audio is working. Except you probably can't hear it because I have to fix OBS. Jesus pleases. Bluetooth! There we go. Okay. So that's back. And we're gonna go here. We're gonna hit play again. And most games do not like... Actually, most games just don't like their audio disconnecting. Just, like, if you switch audio sources, most of them don't like that. Okay, it's time for justice. Load. Look at the newspaper again. Okay. Some games manage it. Most games do not. Oh. Can we even go to the cop shop? Oh, we're getting, okay.
Fordham, how goes the investigation?
I'm making some headway.
Is that right? I certainly hope so for your sake.
God, why does
The
he have to
rumor
be
was
such a
always
dick?
the chief kept a bottle of something in a secret compartment in this cabinet. In Snelling's case, it's probably just water. Ah, Chief Jacobs. Now there was a leader. The rumor was... Every book and file in there is organized to perfection. I'll bet Snelling gets flustered if anything is even a millimeter out of place. You should bump into the side when he's not looking.
I don't really want to talk to this guy yet, because he's a dick, and I don't want to do it if I don't have to.
Fordham, what
Dramatic
brings you to this
sting.
delightful spectacle?
Hello, Edwards. I'm investigating the Justice Killer. I believe I've got a very promising lead.
I heard an officer mention new orders from Snelling, but I thought he was just pulling my leg. Feel free to have a look around. I'm just writing up the notes from my initial examination of the body, so I'll be happy to share my findings.
Good. I'll just get started then.
Thank you, steampunk murder junkie.
Looks pretty fresh. I wonder what the killer uses to
What's
write.
going on? Hold on a second. My audio is being weird still. Hold on. Save. Just give me a quick second. I'm gonna pull my Bluetooth device and just like get it to chill out. Okay. Good. Okay. Can we be cool now? Bluetooth? Bluetooth? Nani? Okay. That's very weird. Hopefully it chills the hell out. Alright. Very weird. Okay, so we looked at the justice.
Pretty fresh. I wonder what the killer uses to write with.
Paintbrush?
Nothing but a bunch of boring documents. You'd think he could have at least been considerate enough to keep something scandalous in here. These appear to be books on cryptography. I suppose everyone needs a hobby. Biographies
just can't figure it out.
and autobiographies. Dull, dull, dull.
Okay.
History books and political theory. I might die of boredom. Again. History books and political theory. I might die of boredom. Again. Leave it to a politician to hang a portrait of himself in his own office. The former Percival McDonough, being a good politician. Odd. The page for this month has been torn out. Do you suppose Edwards might know anything about that? Odd. Nothing has been... Nothing is...
Okay.
No signs of forced entry that I can see. The murderer didn't come in through this window.
Got a moment, Edwards?
Of course. What's on your mind?
So, what was found at the crime scene?
A dead body.
Edwards.
Hey, just trying to lighten the mood a bit. Anyway, there was
He's not
also the word
wrong.
justice written in blood, as you can see on the floor there.
Is that all?
What more do you need? All the pieces are in place. This is the work of the justice killer.
It's not, though.
What did your examination of the body turn up?
Apparent cause of death was a single gunshot to the head, exactly like all the other victims. The bullet is still lodged in his brain. I'll remove it once I transport the body back to the mortuary.
Anything else?
No personal effects of note, just a folded up piece of paper in his breast pocket. It's blank, so the police weren't interested. I assume you aren't either.
Never assume, Edwards. I'll take it if you don't mind.
Be my guest.
Okay.
Did the police manage to learn anything during their investigation?
Not much beyond what I've already told you. I think they were planning on speaking to the victim's wife, though.
Did you get the address?
I did, as a matter of fact. 1820 Kent Place.
Now we get to deal with the grieving widow. Hopefully the officers who delivered the news got the worst of it.
Okay.
Did you find an Easter lily anywhere?
An Easter lily?
Yes. The justice killer leaves one at every crime scene.
Is that right? I never noticed.
Neither did anyone else, apparently.
So how does leaving a lily at the scene of the crime figure into all of this?
I'm still trying to figure that out, but I think it might be important to understanding his motive.
Well, be sure to let me know if you do figure it out. The thought process of killers is a twisted, curious thing.
This guy is like one step away from leaning into it.
What's your take on this whole justice killer situation?
It's giving me a lot of extra work, let me tell you. We haven't had a serial murderer in a long time. Not since that fellow who was poisoning people about 10 years ago.
Ah, yes. Gascon Ghoul. Now there was a case.
Any theories or insights regarding the killer's motive or identity?
That's not really my specialty. If you want to get into that psychology stuff, you're better off talking to someone like Snelling.
Does it feel good to be out of the office?
As long as I have the chance to examine a body and learn something in the process, I don't care where I am. Though I do admit a preference to working in my own environment. Fieldwork can be a bit uncertain. There's so much more potential for contamination, especially with those clumsy officers trouncing about groping everything. Present company excluded, of course.
Groping is a interesting
Edward,
choice of words.
Do you notice McKenna's desk calendar?
I did. This month has been torn out. I asked the officers investigating the scene, and they had no idea what happened to it.
So it wasn't found in this room?
That's right. My theory is that the killer took it.
Which means there was probably something incriminating written on it. If only there was some way of knowing what it was.
Miles, have you forgotten the oldest trick in the
Yeah.
book? Just
I
find
was
the
gonna say, even I know this one.
in no time.
Edwards, do you have a pencil I might borrow?
Of course. Take this one.
Thank you.
I have several.
That's all for
I'm
now,
also a
Edwards.
weird pencil
Good luck with
pervert.
your investigation.
A classic trick. Let's see if it works.
Oh yeah. Ah yeah. This is the content we crave. Oh, there we go. There it is. May as well do all the weekends. Let's see. Don't want to miss anything.
Intriguing. We'll need to find out who this Ruby is.
Oh yeah, text to speech. I'm sorry. I still have to figure out how to turn that on. Yeah. So here. Yeah, rub it. Give you a little bit of gross Ubby's corner. There you go. And who is Tea Chocolate? 10 p.m. Okay. Am I done now? How do I keep going? Game. I want to leave now. Oh, there we go.
McDonough met with this person the night of the murder. I'll bet 500 crowns it's a false name, but at least it's something.
Alright, I had to do both.
It seems... No time to waste with...
Okay. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Map! Actually, go back to this. Nope, that's not what... God damn it. I love the dramatic sting. I meant to go to the cop shop. Talk to Snelling for a minute.
Chief Snelling?
Yes?
What information do you have on the Justice Killer?
Clearly not as much as you.
I see how this is gonna go.
Well, what do you have?
A list of 5 victims, some information on each of them, and no clear idea what connects them. Until your discovery of the lily at each scene, that was where we stood. While I doubt this discovery will do much to aid in tracking him down, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
God.
Do you know anything about Percival McDonough?
He's a member of Parliament.
Was.
I believe his constituency is somewhere in central Kingsland. From the reports I've gotten, McDonough led a rather unassuming life for a politician. He is, however, the first victim who didn't live in Chumley. Either there's a link we've missed, or the killer is changing his method. Then again, since you seem so confident in your abilities to resolve this matter, I assume you'll provide an explanation.
Count on it. What do you know about the Justice
Yeah,
Killer?
he's being an awfully big dick for someone
Only
who's
what's
trying
in
to
their
help
files.
him.
All
Just
working
saying.
from Chumley. That's the only link.
You didn't look further into their personal lives? Maybe they had some social connection.
As I said, the detectives found nothing. You seem to think you can do better, so I'll leave it up to you.
You have to wonder how much more thorough the department's investigations would have been if the 4 men were all rich like McDonough.
He's only like 20% of peak dick. He's just, oh yeah, he can definitely get worse.
So I see the department is still running like a well-oiled machine.
It is, in fact. But I'm sure Upton has kept you well informed of our activities. Incidentally, the woman accused in the Harris kidnapping is set to testify in court today.
Linda
Yeah.
Walker's trial is today? That was fast.
Indeed. Sometimes the wheels of justice grind slowly. Sometimes they spin out of control.
That latter
She'll
half
be
is
taking
very
the
bad.
stand within the hour. If you care to hear her for yourself, best get going soon.
Okay.
Listen, about Leger's death.
I don't want to hear it, Fordham. What happened, happened. Nothing you can say is going to change my opinion on the matter.
And if I manage to find the man responsible?
The man responsible is standing before me. Even if you manage to find the culprit you let escape, it isn't going to bring Leger back from the dead.
But it will bring closure to the matter.
If that thought is what allows you to sleep at night, then so be it.
What makes him think you sleep at night?
Enjoying your new position?
Reaping
God.
the rewards for years of
Okay,
hard work
were we
and
up to like
dedicated
40%
service.
on that
A
one?
gratifying feeling you'll never be able to experience.
Oh, I get my gratification in other ways.
I'm sure you
Nice.
do, and I'd honestly rather not know about them.
Yeah,
I
you
need to
would.
get back to my investigation.
Yes, time is not on your side, Fordham.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're playing Zootopia right now. You look like somebody wearing the face of another person.
Who are you?
I'm
This
Miles
is-
Fordham,
this is
private
not the
investigator.
best
Your
sprite.
butler just announced me?
Oh, of course. Forgive me. I was just, well, never mind. Please make yourself comfortable, Mr. Fordham.
Thank you, Mrs. McDonough.
I will after I look at everything in the
Painting of
room.
some boring old aristocrat. Surely this one was called Lady Felicity Euphemia Beaversnatch the Simple.
Excuse me? Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, whoa, hold on. Hold on.
They look expensive, but I bet they're totally worthless. I feel sorry for the sucker who has to clean them. Lord Alfred Edward Shufflebottom the Wise comes to mind when looking at this one. This one looks like a Lady Camilla Prudence Wigglewaddle the Grey. I think I'll call this one Lord Edmund Henry Lickspittle the Elder. They look expensive, but I bet they're totally worth.
More knickknacks, more knickknacks. Alright.
I appreciate you seeing me, Mrs. McDonough. I know you must be going through a difficult time right now.
What exactly is it you want from me, Mr. Fordham? I already spoke to the police about my husband's murder.
I just have a few questions of my own.
Oh, very well.
What can you tell me about your husband?
I'll tell you the same thing I told the police, Mr. Fordham. Percival was one of the hardest working members of Parliament. He took his job extremely seriously. The recent election caused him a terrible amount of consternation, as I'm sure it did most people. He took
There's
Atwood's
pills for
loss
that.
rather hard.
Did you see much of him?
I beg your pardon?
Surely someone with such an important position in government could find themselves consumed by their work. Did he spend much time at home?
He made it a point to come home and have dinner with me every night, even if he had to return to the office afterwards.
Oh.
And did that happen often?
At least 3 or 4 times in a week, yes. He'd stay in his office working late into the night. As I said, he was very dedicated to his role.
Sounds to me like she's quite dedicated to hers, too.
Did your husband have any enemies?
He was a politician, Mr. Fordham. Half the city hated him.
Did he ever receive any kind of threats against his life?
None that I was ever made aware of. I have no idea who could have killed him, let alone who could have gotten into his office.
This woman kind of
He hadn't
sounds
told me
like
about any rumors or
the player
appointments
character
this week
from
either.
I Am Fury.
Was it his custom to inform you of his work affairs?
Oh, well, I've always taken an interest in my husband's work. He'd often mention initiatives he was working on or people he was meeting, that sort of thing. Nothing sensitive or confidential, you understand. Just conversation about his day.
Oh yeah?
Can you think of any reason why your husband would have been murdered?
Not really. He was a vocal opponent of the construction of the Gascoigne-Chumley Bridge, but I hardly think that would have been sufficient reason to drive someone to murder.
Gascoigne-Chumley Bridge, eh? Yeah, you don't want all that
Well,
riffraff
it's
coming
just a
through.
bridge, isn't it? There are plenty of other ways to get to Chumley.
I meant, why was he opposed to it?
Oh, because the amount of money required to build it is exorbitant. Public funds should be used on roads and buildings that are falling apart. What's the point of having something shiny and new if everything around it is in
Yeah, let's
disrepair?
just ignore expanding infrastructure.
How
Whatever.
are you feeling, Mrs. McDonough?
My husband of 42 years was shot in his office. How do you think I feel?
Tactful as always, Fordham. How do you do it?
My apologies. Perhaps that wasn't the
Really?
most appropriate question. Is there anything I can do to help?
You can start by finding the monster. who
I'm sorry,
murdered
that question
Percival.
should not have pissed her off. Come on. Come on.
Are you familiar with the art of cryptography, Mrs.
Hey, how
McDonough?
you doing?
What an odd
Fuck you
question.
for asking,
Just, I noticed
sir.
several books on the subject
Okay.
in your husband's office.
Oh, well, yes. Percival was interested in cryptography and secret messages and the like. He would sometimes leave me coded notes when we first began courting many years ago.
What kind
Nerd.
of notes?
Oh, now, Mr. Fordham, those were private. But Percival got a thrill out of knowing I was the only one who could read them.
Oh yeah?
Sometimes he would write them using a special ink that would only appear when the paper was heated.
Oh yeah?
I can't remember the last time he did that, though.
So that's like, you mean lemon juice?
Do you know anyone named Shackley?
No, I've never heard that name before. Why?
I saw your husband had a meeting scheduled with him shortly before his murder.
That can't be right. He didn't tell me about that. He always told me
No
about his
Ethereum
meetings.
magics.
It was written
Yeah,
on his
fair
office
enough.
calendar, clear as day.
As I said, I don't know who that person is. Why wouldn't Percival have told me about their meeting?
Why indeed?
Are you familiar with someone named Ruby?
I can't say I am. Who is it?
Just a name that's come up in my investigation.
Sounds like the name of a trollop. Or perhaps a dog.
Judgy?
Have you heard of the Justice Killer?
That was the name the police mentioned when they told me about Percival's murder. It's absolutely terrifying to think that one sick person could be capable of such evil. Why is he called the Justice Killer? What justice was done by murdering my husband?
Was
I'm
indeed.
afraid I can't answer that right now, Mrs. McDonough, but I intend to find out. Those are all the questions I have for now, Mrs. McDonough.
All right, Mr. Fordham.
Alright. Let's go listen to a trial.
Remind me, Miles, why are we here again? Is this for your own personal satisfaction, or did you expect her to have some useful information?
Shh. Mrs. Linda Walker, you stand accused of kidnapping
Oh,
Charles
right.
Harris. What have you to say in your defense?
I had to see if I could speak with my son Alexander again.
Yes. According to your initial statement, you seem to believe that the Harris child is
Hi,
the
Joey.
reincarnation of your own deceased son.
All the evidence was there. I thought it had to be him.
And in regards to the execution of your plan, you secretly administered a soporific drug to your friend and the Harris family nanny, Mrs. Henrietta Davis? Is that correct?
I take that, not Joey.
Yes. I felt
I guess
terrible
Abe.
about doing it, but there was no other way.
According to your journal, you used a mixture of chamomile and valerian, instructed by a Samuel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this is the important bit.
Yes. Samuel is a friend of mine. He works at the docks, and he knows all about plants.
Oh, yeah?
I asked him what the best combination of herbs would be to put someone in a deep sleep.
So it was your idea, and not his?
Where's this
Yes,
lady's
that's
lawyer?
right. He only told me about the
Listen,
plants.
she's a
He's
woman.
quite the expert.
The fact that she's even getting to stand trial is, you know,
Did she just
progressive.
say what I think she said?
Now then, let's turn our
I just missed
attention
whatever
to the
that
night
very
in
important thing
question.
was.
Interesting. This Samuel person might be worth looking into. Although we can't waste time searching the docs with just a first name.
Yeah, okay.
I'd make a note of it, just in case it becomes relevant later.
Well, Booger Freak, you can always just clip it,
All right,
or
I've had
not
enough of
actually
this
clip it, pull up
courtroom.
the
Let's get
clipper,
back out there.
and
Time's
then,
running
like,
out.
roll it back and find out. Okay. Let's look at our objectives right now. Speak to Miss McDonough. Again. Wait, do I have to speak to her again?
Hello.
Probably better.
Okay, I don't have anything for her yet. I have to unlock the next bit. Okay. Now we're gonna use this light. I hope. Nope.
No time to wait.
Okay, we need fire. For blank paper, that's not so blank. So I missed so far today. Were you around for case 4, you know? It's been a week, I can't be expected to remember. Yeah, okay. So you're all caught up on that. So, we are investigating a murder that is supposedly the Justice Killer. One thing that has been noted pretty much out the gate from this is that despite the man being shot in the head and the justice being written on the floor in the blood, there is no Easter lily there, which is odd because that's kind of their whole call sign, which leads me to think that perhaps it is not the Justice Killer thus far, but also maybe he just didn't have time. We talked to the dude's wife, and we found out 2 things on his calendar she didn't know about, which was odd because apparently he told her all those things. Chief Snelling is a complete cockwomble, which isn't really new, but we got more evidence of wombliness. We have a blank note that I know has, like, was literally undisclosed to the press. No, actually, that was not released to the press that I'm aware of. I could tell it. We can find out because we have a newspaper that has an article in it. So no. Yeah, they had no idea. So if we look at these pictures, you can see, like, there's your lily right there.
Interesting. Way to ruin a perfectly good wall.
Right, and then if we look at the next one,
That
again,
flower
there's the
adds-
flower, or the
Bloody
flower,
writing.
the flower. So that's, like I said, it's
The
their
flower
thing,
certainly-
and the flower is usually put in a conspicuous place. This is the final case, to my knowledge.
Just pretty flower.
So what do we gotta do? Find out the identity of Ruby. The only place we can go so far is back to Snelling.
No need to talk to him.
Wait, what? No need to talk to him, thank God? What? Oh, hold on. I know where fire is. Yeah, so they're concerned that, like, it could be a copycat, or he's getting more bold, changing tactics, whatever. We still don't know why he's murdering these people.
this actually works, I'll eat my hat.
You don't have a hat. Oh, dearest Mary, words cannot express the regret and sorrow I feel for how I acted last night. I swore to myself I would never harm you again after the last time, but I have failed us both, oh boy. It is with my deepest hope that you can forgive me, and trust I will never let this monster out again. Okay, so he... okay. Hey, want to tell me about your wife-beating husband?
I suppose so, yes.
I write you from the front lines. I beat a woman today because she didn't make my breakfast properly. Wartime.
Do you know anything about this letter?
I'm afraid I don't have my spectacles. What is it?
The coroner found it in your husband's pocket. He gave it to me because he thought it was blank. But after you told me about your husband's propensity for writing secret messages, I decided to try exposing the paper to heat. Allow me to read it to you.
Oh,
Dearest
good.
Mary, words cannot express the regret and sorrow I feel for how I acted last night. I swore to myself I would never harm you again after the last time, but I have failed us both. It is my deepest hope that you can forgive me, and trust that I will never allow this monster out again.
I see. May I have that letter, Mr. Fordham?
I'm afraid I have to keep it for now. It's evidence.
I suppose that, that does make sense.
Awkward. So... about that.
Mrs. McDonough, did Percival mistreat or abuse you?
He wasn't a bad man, Mr. Fordham. I wouldn't have married him if he was. It's just the stress of his responsibilities would sometimes oppress him. I would try and offer comfort, soothe his nerves, but there were a few instances where he lost control of his passions.
If I didn't know what that actually meant, I would say nice.
He did.
How many times did this happen?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe 2 or 3? You don't exactly count these things.
You do if there's only 2 or 3.
Maybe it serves him right for getting
If there's 2 or 3, you know distinctly that there are 2 or 3.
Can we please talk about something else?
Those are all
Pretty much,
questions I
yeah.
have for now, Mrs.
Yeah,
McDonough.
exactly, you know, it's like, you know, you absolutely count them unless there are too many to count. Like, okay, so, now what? I still have to identify Ruby. Okay, let's go back to Snelling now, if I can.
No need to talk to...
No. Okay, still not Snelling. Okay.
No time to waste. The former... It seems the killer didn't...
Okay.
Leave it to a...
The hell do I do next?
It looks...
So eventually I have to figure out how to get to the docks. Okay, got no suspects. Documents. Oh. Hey, hold on. These are the previous things. Wait, do I actually have to look at this in order to know? Police found Kirkland in his home after his former reported Kirkland's absent work. Apart from the word justice written in the blood, nothing unusual was found at the crime scene. No witnesses came forward. Investigation into Kirkland's personal life and habits revealed nothing of interest. So there's an iron marker at the ironworks. Reggie William. Ugh. Again, bullet to the head. He was a cabbie. Police found William in his home after a missing persons report was filed by his employer. The crime scene was inspected, but aside from the word justice written on the wall in blood, nothing unusual was found. No witnesses came forward. Investigation into William's personal life and habits revealed nothing of interest. Enos Bowditch. There we go. Again, bullet to the head. Construction worker for the bridge. The Gascon-Chumley Bridge. Because of course we need that topical thing. Police found Bodichin's home after his employer contacted police. Crime scene showed no signs of modus operandi of the so-called justice killer. Or sure, showed signs of the modus operandi, I should say. But no other leads or clues were found. No witnesses came forward. Investigation and questioning of his life. La 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 la. Burly Claws. Wait. Burly Claws. Or Burly Claws. We know that guy. I know that name. Lamplight working in the central lamp depot. Officer Douglas Parsons discovered Cause in his home after... Was he one of the cases from the last chapter? Oh, right. We sent Chappie to go look at this, right? Yeah, Parsons. Yeah. So, Officer Parsons discovered Cause in his home after a report of a gunshot was made by the neighbor Ethel Williamson. Parsons surveyed the scene and found the word justice written in blood, but no other leads or clues. Investigations into his personal lives produced no leads. He said lol no. No, he said yes to this one. He said lol no to the dead body in the river. Okay. Oh shit, look at that. Game, how dare you, sneaky fox? How dare you actually make me look at the casebook for the first time in 10 hours? How dare! Alright, well.
Remember, a black eye is not a badge of honor. Anyone picking a fight will be dismissed immediately. Well, that's hardly any fun, is it?
So, don't get a black eye.
A good old reliable hansom cab. Nothing fancy, just gets you from point A to point B. The way it should be.
That's Herman. What else we got?
I thought about a career as a mechanic once. Glad I chose police work. Way less messy.
Well, you are dead, so, you know.
Good evening.
Oh, it's
You knew reading would become... Yeah, exactly. Reading the card explains the card, you know?
That's right. So, what brings you around to the cab depot?
I wanted to ask you some questions if you can spare some time.
Shouldn't be a problem.
I was just literally napping here. Wait, have we not seen this guy before? Are we reusing models now? Because this guy looks familiar.
Did you know Reggie Willingham?
Reggie? Sure, I knew him. Well, just as rather I didn't.
Oh? Why do you say that?
The man was a bore, a scoundrel,
Oh, yeah,
a no-good bounder.
I wish he would tell us how he really felt.
Only reason they kept him on here was because he was a good driver.
So it's fair to say you didn't like him?
Nobody did. When I heard he'd been killed, it wasn't exactly a surprise.
Yikes.
If I treated people the way he did, I'd surely have a lot of enemies.
Alright.
Could you elaborate a bit on Mr. Willingham's behavior?
Oh, he was a proud one. Thought he was God's gift to mankind. Always strutting around, bragging about how many gratuities he'd earned or how many fist fights he'd won against drivers from Phillips.
Ah, okay.
He had the shortest fuse I've ever seen, too. Just looking at him the wrong way could set him off. I'd always laugh to myself when he'd brag about how many women he'd had in a week.
Why is that?
Because it was obvious he had to pay for the pleasure. A man like that isn't going to get a woman otherwise. I may not be a hit with the ladies, but even I know that being a bastard is a surefire way to drive them off.
Hey, Internet? Hey, Internet. This guy from a mythical late 1890s or early 1900s steampunk universe knows what's up.
Are you familiar with the so-called justice killer?
I've heard a few rumors here and there about some murders in the chum, but I haven't paid him much attention. There's plenty for me to worry about.
I'm not even repeating that, Pokemon Freak. I know you're
Concerned
joking.
for your safety?
But still.
Not really. Well, I haven't done anything wrong. So if this loony's going around doing justice, nothing for me to worry about.
He makes a good point. I think we need to get a better idea of what exactly these victims did to incur the wrath of our killer.
What can you tell me about Coulson Cabs?
Not a bad place, really. Only problem is the number of people always coming here for work. Lots of folks think driving a cab is an easy job that anyone can do, but that's not the case. You need to know this city like the back of your hand, and it helps to know how to drive. So we get lots of fellas starting here who don't have the slightest clue what they're doing. They don't last long.
What about the automated cabs? Are those a problem for you?
I prefer not to think about those. Coulson has said he's got no plans to replace his fleet, so it's all that matters to me.
Are you joking? I know you're joking. I've known you long enough to know you're joking. And people wouldn't sell guides about how to pick up ladies by negging if it wasn't true.
I am, sir.
Oops.
Things are more or less the same.
Too
except
fast.
Roger's not around anymore. Suppose he must have moved on. Hope he isn't planning on coming back, because his paintings made for great kindling.
Ah, that's
Oh,
who
I
he
have a feeling
is.
He won't be. I
He was the
appreciate your
hobo.
time, sir.
Pleasure's all mine.
He's the guy who lived in where the building used to be. That's where he's from. Oh, I'm glad he's got gainful employment now. Whoa. What?
You there! What are you doing?
I'm Miles Fordham. I'm trying to find out about...
No time for that now! Get in here and shield your eyes!
I beg your pardon?
Just do it!
What? What?
What's going on exactly?
Everything ready, Alex?
He found aperture science. Exactly.
3, 2, 1, go!
So much for shielding her. Oh, there we go.
Amazing! It works! It works!
What works?
Etheric lamps! Our experiment was a success!
Totally
What
portable.
exactly have we wandered into here, Miles?
Indeed.
Too bad you didn't get a chance to read that sign
Discover
before their
electricity.
little
We discovered
experiment.
new, fancier electricity.
There's the bunch of crap they used to build street lamps with. So this is where all the lamps in the city come from. I can't believe I never bothered finding out before. I wouldn't get too close to that thing. It might end up turning you inside out.
May I ask you a few questions?
Of course! What would you like to know?
I love how this guy is it. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. It's like someone described David Tennant's Doctor Who from memory, drunk, to another person who then described it to somebody else and then they painted it. And also none of them know anything about Doctor Who. Also, I appreciate that this guy's voice art, voice direction was, hey, have you ever played Day of the Tentacle? You know the crazy doctor in that? I want like the young version of him. Just something like that, and someone wander around would be a problem. Block your dang door. True. Very true. Marty, when you hit 80 miles per hour, you're gonna see some real shit. Day of the Tentacle is great. Yeah, have I played that one on stream? I haven't, have I? Or have I? I legitimately don't remember. I don't think I have. I should play that. It's a good game. I have definitely played it. I have it on Steam. I have achievements for it. As a kid, I played that so many times as a kid, I could actually... At one point, I probably could have speedrun the game. I was like... I knew the game that well. If I really wanted to, I could probably get a speedrun record for that game.
You worked with a man named Burley Cause, is that right?
Fuck that
Yes,
name.
I
Burley
heard
Cause.
he was killed. Such a senseless tragedy. It's a shame he missed out on our demonstration. He was really interested in etheric technology.
Wasn't he concerned about losing his job to these technological advances?
He had no reason to. It's been made clear to all the workers that there will always be a place for us, even if our jobs are made obsolete. Unlike some other places, we take care of our own here at the Lamplight Depot.
How noble. But I'm pretty sure he's full of more hot air than the HMS Lenore.
I hate how he's got so much makeup that does not match his neck skin tone. Hold on, I'm clicking on it. Wow! Wow! That's cosplay! Ooh! That's a bold choice. It's a bold choice. Hold on. I'll be right back. That's a bold choice. Oh my god. My final Nanaimo bar. Sorry, I could swear she did one in the Flag Tentacle too, but I can't find it. Flag Tentacle seems less weirdly problematic to me. I don't even know why I find that problematic. It's just ripped Nanaimo bars. Indeed, they were delicious.
Is there anything you know about Mr. Cause's personal life that might be relevant?
I know he was married, but I don't believe he had any children. Oh, and he used to talk about his love for fishing.
Could you give me his home address? Perhaps his wife will be willing to speak with me.
Yes, certainly. He lived at 820 Orchard Avenue, apartment 2A.
Thank you for the information.
All right.
Do you know any details about Mr. Cause's murder?
Unfortunately, I don't. The police were here asking questions, but they didn't give me many details.
Do you know of anyone who might have wanted him dead?
Not at all. Burley was very friendly, always treated everyone around here with respect. You know, it's sad to think that for all our leaps forward, we're still really just a bunch of savages.
I don't need your commentary.
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
I've read about it in the newspaper. A horrible business. It makes me wish we could install more street lamps to keep this city safer at night. Someday, I hope to realize that dream. Then we'll really deserve to be called Lamplight City.
You think brighter streets will
Good
stop
God, they said the thing.
It's well known
They did the
crime
thing.
rates are lower in Lyon and Worcester, and they have many more street lamps per square mile.
I'm sure it has absolutely nothing to do with the amount of wealth in those areas. Has to be all about the lighting.
Sick title dropped 40 hours in. Oh, we're only at 10 and a half. She initially came across my internet being Gwen Stacy's Spider-Man outfit, and the internet thirsted over her. Oh, you know what? I actually do know, I think I've seen that, because I'm on Reddit, and, well, it's Reddit. So I think I actually have seen her Gwen Stacy's cosplay, so it's cool that she branches out in some really, like, obscure options, because who the hell would do Lenore, you know? Or Flag Tentacle.
You mentioned something about etheric lamps?
Yes! Weren't you paying attention to our demonstration? You have just witnessed history!
What I witnessed was a blinding flash of light.
Exactly! That flash was the result of years of painstaking research and experimentation. It means that not only does ethericity exist...
I'm so glad I just got to walk in on this historic display.
If these experiments continue to be successful, as I suspect they will, we'll have etheric street lamps before the end of the decade. Imagine lamps that burn twice as bright, 4 times as long. Oh, this will...
Ah, you've made LED technology.
everything.
Actually, I guess it's more halogen.
And if it's like anything else we've seen, it'll put a lot of people out of work, too.
What is it you do here exactly?
Oh, several things. This is the main hub of the city's Department of Illumination. It's really just a grandiose way of saying that this is where all affairs related to street lamps and public lighting are taken care of. But in addition to sending
They have a
out
dedicated
or mechanics
resource
to
for
repair
this?
damaged lamps, we also do research into new methods of illumination. That's what my personal specialization is. I help develop and test more efficient ways of lighting our streets. I guess you could consider me a modern-day Prometheus. Yes.
More like an everyday pretentious.
Jesus
Thank you.
Christ.
Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Happy to help.
Okay. Well, that was a lot. Okay, so... Still there. Interesting, we'll have to come back to that. Okay. Let's go to the construction site, and actually I'm going to be right back again. I'm going to get some very precious water. Oh yeah, you know, that's something else. A pipe has sprung a leak in my house and my water's turned off, so I have no water. I think it's a Bernard cosplay once. Hold on, I gotta look at these. Just real quick. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Flag Tentacle, not bad. I'm actually a really big fan of Hoagie. Of these three costumes that I'm looking at right here, Bernard's hair is all wrong. Same with Lenore's. Though I appreciate the badge, and I think she made her skirt from a picnic table cover. But actually, I'm really appreciating Hoagie right now in that. Guy on the right's kind of phoning it in. I don't know, actually. Hoagie's really good, though. Yeah, like, you can say he's phoning it in, except that's exactly what the hell Hoagie looks like. Like, that's actually pretty good Hoagie. His t-shirt's too small? No, I think he is too small. I think the shirt is the correct size. Alright, back to this.
Save for only 25 men at once. I used to draw the line at 2.
Get it? Yeah, just hanging out, huh, guys? Just...
Huh, they seem to be making pretty decent progress. I wonder if it would be any fun to tie yourself to that thing and go for a few spins.
What a weird fucking observation. What the hell? Alright.
Excuse me.
Hey, what are you doing here? This is a construction area.
I'm Miles Fordham, a private investigator. I'm looking into the murder of a man who used to work here.
Fordham? You the same man who got Laura Dupre arrested?
Yes, that's right.
Ah, good to meet you. I'm Gerard. My sister Amelie used to work as her cook. Would tell me stories about how...
Hey! How is Amelie?
Good to see some justice done for a change.
Glad to be of service. And good to meet you as well, Gerard.
So you say you're looking into a murder? You talking about Bowditch?
Yes, that's right. I had a few questions
Who
for
did you think I was talking about?
It should be okay to talk for a few minutes.
Well, I'm willing to be anyone opposed to the arrest of Dupre would not be on a construction site. True.
You worked with Ennis Bowditch, right? What can you tell me about him?
Ennis was fun to talk to, always telling stories. Pretty sure most of them were made up. But it made time go by faster while we worked, and he made me laugh. We weren't really friends, but it's duller without him around, you know?
Do you know what Bowditch did on his off time?
Not really. I only saw him on the job. But I know he was seeing a woman. I forget what he said her name was, though.
Ruby?
Did he mention anything else about her?
Oh, sure, but I don't think they are the type of thing that would help you, if you get my meaning.
I don't.
Right. Anything of a non
I don't. That was also weirdly extra creepy.
Yes, he mentioned she worked as the serving girl at the ruined coffee house.
Oh, wow. Coming full circle here. We're gonna visit all the greats.
Do you know any details concerning Bowditch's murder?
I only found out when the boss man told us.
Can you think of anyone who might have wanted him dead?
Well, everyone here liked him. I don't think he owed no one money or nothing like that. But maybe someone at his other job wasn't so friendly with him. Who knows?
Other job?
Ennis also worked at the docks as a longshoreman.
Well, that would have been handy to know sooner. Better late than never, I guess.
I'm sorry. I just like that the voice actor, even the voice actor, was like, yeah, that would have been good to know. I guess just fucking, like, his voice trails off at the end of the sentence there. Like, even he's looking away from the microphone, just like, you fucking.
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
Justice Killer? No, I don't know anything about that. Who is he?
A serial murderer. He's the one who killed Ennis Bowditch.
And you trying to find him?
That's the plan.
Well then, I wish you luck. Ennis didn't deserve to die the way he did.
Or did he?
That murdering bastard gets what he deserves.
So, the Gascon-Chumley Bridge is finally being worked on.
That's right. The project started up again shortly after the election. That Leroy, he's not wasting any time. And it may be a good thing for this city and for the country.
We'll have to wait and see. How long before the bridge is complete, do you think?
They say it will take 5 years, but who knows? As long as the work is steady, we won't find me complaining.
You normally work in construction?
Mostly. Sometimes I be doing other jobs here and there. But I'm lucky to have gotten this job. I think it will keep me in work for a long time. Which is good, because I have 3 mouths to feed at home.
Be sure to watch yourself then. I hear these types of jobs can be dangerous.
Oh, believe me, I know. One slip up and bam! That's the end of you. But I always watch myself.
Narrator's
How's your
voice.
sister doing?
Good. She still works for the Dupre family, but with that monster Laura gone, she's much happier. She tells me the family is acting like the madame never existed, and the husband raised Amelie's pay too.
Oh, that's good.
That does sound like an improvement.
It's just
I'm
a
sure
shame
she's-
2 others had to die for it.
Oh yeah.
Thank you,
Also, I'm
Gerard.
sure
I
her
appreciate
pay
the
increase was
information.
not
Not
like,
a problem,
you know,
boss.
good. Holy fuck. Oh my god. This is just gonna, like, keep going, isn't it?
This place sure is big. I wonder if they actually make anything useful.
This looks exploded
Well,
as
that
hell.
doesn't look good. This place sure is.
Okay. Hello, random old person.
Excuse me, sir. Are you in charge here?
Unfortunately, who are you? This area isn't open to the public.
I'm Miles Fordham, and I'm a private investigator looking into the murder of one of your workers.
Caution men this way. I
Private
mean,
investigator, eh? And maybe you can help me out.
I'll do what I can, but I'll need to ask you some questions, Mr.
Mims. Sanford Mims. Go ahead, but make it snappy.
What can you tell me about Hannibal Kirkland? A former employee here?
Listen, I've got a lot on my mind right now.
I understand, but it's important to my investigation that you tell me what you know about him.
I'm sure it is, but as you can see, I've got a lot to deal with right now.
Well, he's no help. Maybe you can figure out a way to help him help us.
alright.
What happened to your iron mill?
What's it look like? The damn thing went and got blown up.
Was it in disrepair?
Of course not. All my machinery is sound. Checked and serviced regularly. This is the work of those goddamn Redites. I'm sure of it.
What makes you certain the explosion was the Redites doing?
Take a look, boy. The whole mill got taken out. Even if this had been a mechanical failure, which it wasn't, the explosion would have been contained to a single part of the machine. This couldn't have been anything other than sabotage.
Have you had problems with the Redites before?
They sent anonymous. This is the first time they've actually carried out one of their threats.
You're absolutely sure this was sabotage then?
Yes. How many times have I got to tell you that? Listen, you said you were an investigator, right? So find out who
Oh
did
my
this to my
God.
machine. If you do, I'll help you out with whatever else you wanted to ask me about.
Looks like we haven't got much of a choice.
I'll see.
Okay. I
I'll be
guess
going
we'll
then.
come back to that. Can I go this way?
Hey,
My apology.
No way we'll be able to go.
Alright. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's start with Burley's apartment. Man, everywhere is the worst.
And I thought the housekeeping in my apartment was bad. Apartment 2A. This is the place.
Cool. Let's start with 2B.
Yeah? May I help you, young man?
Hello, madam. My name is Miles Fordham, and I'm a private investigator. I have some questions about your neighbor.
Or
You
not
mean
2B.
my former
Boo.
neighbor?
Ah,
Yes.
Yes. In any case, I'd appreciate it if you could help me with some information.
Nah, I don't think so. The last person to ask me about him was that awful policeman. I don't want to have to go through that again.
I'm sorry you had a bad experience, but I can assure you I won't give you a hard time.
Well, that's easy for you to say. But actions speak louder than words.
Voids.
Uh-oh. I think I know where this is going.
Is there anything I can do for you then?
Well, since you asked.
Oh no.
My layabout husband is out wasting our retirement.
Oh,
money
thank
with his
God.
wife. Go find him and bring him back here. Then maybe we can talk.
Oh, wonderful. Now we'll
Why
find a
is case
babysitter.
5 the
If you
fetch
find him in
quest
Silent
case?
Raven, it's not too far from here.
Oh, for fuck's
Yes,
sake.
I know it.
Good. My husband's name is Kurt Williamson. You tell him his wife Ethel wants him home
Alright.
at once.
I'll do my best, Mrs. Williamson.
There doesn't seem to be any.
Alright. I love how it's just like, where haven't we been in a while? Okay, so we did that. There's the Raven. Let's go to the coffee house next.
Asleep at a coffee house. One of life's little ironies.
Hello, serving girl we've never actually talked to before. It's your time to
Beg your
shine.
pardon, miss.
How can I help you, sir?
Excuse me for a second. She looks like an actress who I can't place right now. Oh, what the hell's her name? Not Sandra Bullock. The one who's like Sandra Bullock's glamorous older sister is how my brain always wired her up. Oh my god. That'll come back to me after I'm
I
finished.
understand you were involved with Ennis Bowditch.
Was involved, yes. I haven't spoken to him in nearly 2 months.
Oh, were you not aware of his death then?
What? Ennis
Awkward.
is dead?
Well, this is awkward.
Indeed. I'm sorry to have to be the bearer of bad news.
How did it happen?
I'm afraid he was murdered.
Murdered? By who? And why?
Those are exactly the questions I'm trying to answer myself.
Oh, I see. Are you a detective?
A private investigator, yes.
Well, I'll answer what I can. If it helps any, that is.
I'm certain it will. What was your relationship with Mr. Bowditch like?
Oh, well, it was nice at first. He was a proper gentleman-like. But then something changed.
Oh?
Why?
It's like I told Ruby. I think he might have got hit on the head at work because he seemed to be a completely different person. He'd get angry for no reason. He even... Well, that bit's not important. At first, I thought he was just going through some rough times, but after a while I realized he'd changed for the worse.
What do you guess? He got into drugs?
Things off.
I bet he got into opium.
But I wasn't going to stick with a man like that.
Fair enough, you don't need no man like that.
This friend of yours, Ruby, did she know an MP named Percival McDonough?
I'm not sure. Ruby knows a lot of men.
Nice.
So?
Well, no, I don't mean... It's just... Oh, damn it all, me and my big mouth. She'll have my guts for garters now.
It's all right. No one's in trouble. But I think I'd like to speak with Ruby. Could you tell me where I can find her?
No. You see, she moves around quite a lot. Never in the same place for more than a night or two.
Right.
Fair enough.
I think she's given us a clear picture of what Ruby does for a living. Normally, I'd be all for pressing this girl more until she cracks, but I like her. I think we'll be able to find Ruby without causing her more discomfort.
Well, thank you for the information. You've been very helpful.
Alright.
Are you familiar with...
Justice killer? Is that some kind of pesticide?
No.
Alright.
You've been working here for quite a while, haven't you?
I have, yes. Coming up on 3 years. Been a real pleasure getting to know all the regulars. They've come to be sort of like a second family. By the way, whatever happened with you and your lady friend?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, that nice lady you met in here a couple of times. Did it work out between the two of you?
Oh, that? No, that was strictly business.
Right. Well, you see her.
Awkward.
Tell her I said hello.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you, sir.
Alright. guess now we go to the bar. Wow, that's still here, huh?
Looks like they haven't bothered cleaning it up yet. What a mess.
Haven't put the grate back on either. There's Williamson. Hail, barmaid! I'm back.
Excuse me, barmaid?
Hi, what do you need?
Hello again.
Do you know anything about the man sitting at that table over there?
Not really. He comes in here a few times a week, but he mostly keeps to himself. I see his type all the time, though. Older, probably retired and looking to escape his home life. I feel sorry for him, but that sort of customer is my bread and butter.
This woman is not, like, a great person.
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
What is that, some fancy drink concoction?
We already did that
no,
joke.
It's the name that's been given to a serial murderer here in the Chum.
I see. Never heard of him. And if he's smart, he won't show his face around here.
Barmaid is my favorite character.
How are things here now that the election hubbub has subsided?
Oh, right. I thought you looked familiar. You were the one in here asking about the fellow who was killed.
That's right.
Well, there hasn't been too much excitement since then. I've hardly had to toss anyone out, which is a right shame.
Why's that?
Kicking out a rowdy customer shakes things up a bit on a quiet night like this. Gets the blood flowing, you know?
Second only to Misty Cities.
What would a customer have to do to warrant being thrown out?
Aha!
My general rule is if they're being a nuisance, they're out. If they try to pick a fight or are just being generally disrespectful, it's a one-way ticket to the pavement outside.
All right.
Good to know. I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah.
Now, can we get this guy out without having to get into a fist fight with an old man?
Excuse me, are you Kurt Williamson?
Right. Who are you?
Miles Fordham. I'm a private investigator.
Oh, yeah? What is it you want from me?
Ethel sent me to tell you she wants you to come home right away.
I should have known. I can't get away for more than a few hours before she's put the entire city on high alert. How much of my retirement fund did she waste on getting you to come down here?
I'm only doing this because I need some information.
The joke's on you, then. You can just go back and tell her I'll come home when I'm damn well ready.
Why is it you're so averse to returning home?
I enjoy going out and having a good time. Is that so wrong?
Your wife told me she doesn't like you spending your money on drink.
What I spend my money on is none of her business, and even less of yours. What's this world coming to when a man can't even drink in peace without all his affairs shouted from the rooftops?
You know, this whole situation seems awfully familiar.
Listen, Mr. Williamson, I think I know what you're going through.
Oh, yeah?
My wife and I were having a rough patch. I wasn't being honest with her, and it nearly drove us apart.
But you managed to fix things.
Yes, I was fortunate. I did the right thing before it was too late.
And what did you do?
Communicate. I'm not gonna say that first one.
Honestly and openly with her.
Are you currently estranged?
No.
You know
She listened.
Kinda.
Have you ever told Ethel why you like going out?
No.
We told her the truth. We told our wife that we hear the voice of our dead partner in her head, and that's why we've been drinking and stuff. And she took it about as well as you could.
To her about this?
Well, no.
Well, then maybe you should. If she knew you wanted company, she might just give it a try.
You know, I never thought of it like that. I'm going to go home right now and tell her. And if she refuses, well, at least I asked, right?
That's the spirit.
Thanks for the advice, friend. I really do appreciate it.
Yes, honey, I'd love to help you. Can I come home?
I have to say,
no.
I'm impressed.
Well, it was more like a not yet. It's like we got to work our way back up to that. Hey, look at that! I got him out without getting his ass kicked out, which is probably the better option. All right, back to 2A. Yeah, this game's real big on being honest, but not too honest with most people.
Thank you so much for getting Kurt back home.
Don't mention it. Now, would you be willing to answer some questions?
Well, yes, of course.
Tell me what you know about Burley Cause.
He and his wife hadn't been living next door very long, maybe 4 months or so. But I didn't talk to either of them very much. They weren't interested in being neighborly, I guess. It's a shame, really. Maybe if we had known one another better, something like this could have been prevented.
I don't know who does her voice, but I'm loving the character voice.
What happened on the day Mr. Cole was killed?
I was here, at home, doing my knitting as usual. All of a sudden, I heard a loud bang. It sounded like a gunshot. I went and knocked on Mrs. Caus's door, but there was no answer. I did notice a smell, though, like flowers. Something seemed wrong, so I decided to report the incident to the police. Not long after that, an officer showed up and started asking questions. Awful man he was, so rude. I could report him, but I forgot his name. I think it started with a P.
Parsons?
Yes, that's him.
Mm-hmm.
He called for some more officers and got into the apartment. That's when I found out Mr. Cause had been murdered.
Where is Mrs. Cause now?
I don't know, with her mother maybe. That's usually how it goes.
You wouldn't happen to know where that is, would you?
Afraid not, but there is one other.
Julia Roberts?
Yes.
Julia Roberts, that's who it was.
Well, I used to hear the two of them in my hall.
Got there.
I tried ignoring it since it's really none of my business, but it became impossible.
What was it you heard?
I don't believe they had a happy marriage. They'd have awful fights a couple times a week.
What would they fight about?
Oh, all sorts of things. The worst one was when she discovered he was going to a brothel. I think he might have hit her on a few occasions, too. So I hope you don't think me a horrible old gossip, but I thought you might like to know.
Not at all. I'm glad you told me.
Hey, so about this brothel.
Are you familiar with the Justice Killer?
You mean the serial killer who's been killing men in Chumley?
That's the one.
Nah, never heard of him.
What?
I'm just pulling your leg, Mr. Ford.
I like this one. She's got spirit.
Unfortunately, I only know what I've read in the Gazette, but it's scary to think some maniac is loose on the streets doing such terrible things. And with Kurt going out by himself for hours at a time, oh, I don't like it one bit.
Admittedly, we may have just saved Kurt's life.
How long have you been living here?
Kurt and I moved in shortly after we were married, so it's been about 34 years.
Goodness, that's a long time to be living in one place.
Yes, well, the building may be a bit run down, and it gets colder than cold in the winter, but the rent has always been cheap.
Yeah, you get what you
can't
pay for,
really
I guess.
ask for much more than that.
I appreciate your time, Mrs.
I mean, you
Williamson.
can ask for more. Okay, still no one there?
There doesn't.
Okay. Onward. Okay, so we don't know what to do about that yet. Oh yeah, have we been to the docks yet? No. Alright. To the docks!
Blank surfaces don't stay that way for very long around here. This sign could use a fresh coat of paint. Ah, the chum. You can never truly get away from it as much as you may try. What, you want me to howl at it or something?
Hello, old man.
Trevor Hastings, is that you?
Why, Detective Fordham. Fancy seeing you again. What brings you down?
Oh, you're the flower guy!
I'm trying to track down a serial murderer, who I believe is the same man who was breaking into the flower shop.
You don't say. I wish I could help you, but the guy never came back after the night you and your partner came around. Where is your partner anyway?
Oh, he's around.
Well, give him my regards. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get this crate back, or Cecilia will have my head on a platter.
Of course. Good seeing you again.
He's around? That's probably the most clever thing you've said in months. Well done.
Keep up the good work.
That's fun. March that guy out from the tutorial.
Huh? What? Who is it?
Are we gonna do a thing where we come over here and
sir.
close the door and he opens the other
Wondering
thing?
if I can ask you a few questions.
Go ahead, but make it quick. Time is money, after all.
Jesus Christ. First off, your hat is too small for your head. Second, your neck is way too long for a human. Third, you have a very punchable face.
Did you employ a man named Ennis Bowditch?
I did, yes. He only worked for me occasionally, but he was always punctual and performed his job well. I learned recently that he had been killed. It was a tremendous shame. Workers of his caliber are so hard to come by.
Do you have any information relating to Mr. Bowditch's murder?
I'm afraid not. The truth is, I knew very little about him. It's the same with most of my men. I have a business to run, you see. It affords me very little time to socialize.
Okay,
Are you
cool.
familiar with the Justice Killer?
I believe I saw a headline in the newspaper recently mentioning that name, but I dismissed it as fear-mongering nonsense. There are more important things I need to worry about.
But the Justice Killer is directly responsible for the death of one of your workers.
Oh? Is that right? Well, there's nothing I can do about it. What my men get up to in their off time is none of my business.
I mean...
Wow, this guy is even worse than you, Mike.
I mean... It's true! It is true!
What does your work involve?
I'm in charge of tracking and cataloging all the cargo that passes through here. I receive the shipping manifest and make sure that things get unloaded and sent to the right places.
And you do all this by yourself?
Oh, of course not. I'm in charge of administration. A team of workers does all the heavy lifting.
Thank you for your time. I'll let you return to work.
Okay.
Right, you are.
That gave us, like, nothing.
Keep up the good work.
Okay, yeah, we still gotta look at Ruby. That's like the big ticket thing for moving a lot of this forward. Why can we go back there? That's weird. Okay. Well.
She's busy.
Nope, not there. Oh, we got something else to say to him?
May I ask?
Oh, we do. Good.
With all these
Yes, the
promises
Redites.
of technological advancement. Have the Redites given you any trouble?
Oh, those tech-fearing dolts. Yes, I'm sorry to say that we've gotten threats from them. They have yet to carry any out, which is unsurprising.
How so?
Groups like that are all bluster and no backbone.
I've seen some evidence to the contrary.
Is that right? Well, we've seen little beyond threatening letters, and I intend to make sure it stays that way.
You have any of these letters I might have a look at?
Yes, I have one. I'll give it to you before you leave.
Thank you. Your cooperation is much appreciated.
Happy to help. Here's that letter you were asking about.
Progress on the wings of tomorrow, today! To the engineers of chaos and destruction. Now, I'm just gonna say, Engineers of Chaos and Destruction is an absolutely fantastic band name, and whoever wants that is welcome to it. You are working in direct opposition to the natural order of things. I like how it's like capital N, capital O, capital T. Yeah, I would take that job title, Engineers of Chaos and Destruction. If your title is an Engineer of Chaos and Destruction, I'm almost certain you work at somewhere like, I don't know, PagerDuty or something like that, and you literally invent tools to try and break your stuff, like Chaos Cat and stuff like that. That's what Engineer of Chaos and Destruction sounds like to me. It's like you literally build tools to try and break your system. Like that is what you do. You try and break everything. You're a QA given like carte blanche and you have technical chops. Anyways, you are working in direct opposition of the natural order of things. The so-called improvements will be the downfall of our society. If you do not cease your unholy experiments, the Redites will be forced to take action. You have been warned. Would that I had the budget for that?
Yeah, that's interesting. Whoever wrote this letter signed it with initials. They can't have been so stupid as to make themselves so easily identifiable, can they?
Okay, hold on. I have no suspects. PF. Great. Okay, so let's try going back here and talking to this dude.
Mr.
Yes.
Nope, okay, don't get anything for that. Where do we go first? Let's try here. You got anything for me? Oh, looks like you do.
Would you happen to know anything about the Redites?
I heard some of the other men talking about them, but I don't ask too many questions. Seems to me they just a bunch of angry and confused people with no other way to express themselves than lashing out. I admit I feel sorry for them.
You're not worried about Steam Tech putting you out of a job?
Nah. Machines can only do so much. You still need a man to make them work or to fix them when they're broke. I think them Redites are just making a big fuss over nothing.
Thank you, Gerard.
Not a problem.
Okay. I mean, I guess we just go back and let's talk to everyone. You know, that fun old thing.
Keep up the good.
Okay. This guy's not gonna know shit about it.
She's bit.
Nope. Okay. No, we were just there. I don't know if I want to talk to McDonough about.
Probably best.
Okay, good. I'm surprised we don't have an option to like talk to them about who Ruby is. Okay. Cop shop? We don't have options here.
Chief Snelling?
Yes.
But you do, just not yet.
Have you got any information on the Redites?
The Redites? That ridiculous gang of troublemakers?
Yes.
Yes, I have
the one
some
and same.
information. What's your interest in them?
A witness is refusing to speak with me unless I can figure out who sabotaged his iron mill.
I see. All I can offer is a list of names of known Redites along with their last known whereabouts. But I remind you that you only have until tomorrow afternoon before this indulgence expires, and I throw you in jail. This seems like a waste of time.
I think you shouldn't be worrying about how he's. Yeah.
Very well. I'll give you the list.
I need to get.
Yes. Here you are. This is the.
Alright, so. Clovis Sullivan.
A lot of names. If we're going to track down this saboteur, it might be best to retire to a more tranquil environment. Fancy a trip back to Upton's?
I mean, it's right there. Suspect in 3 instances of sabotage. Okay. Arrested on charges of attempted murder. Okay. Suspect of 2 instances in sabotage. Okay. Involved in factory explosion. Deceased. Well. Okay, I guess we're going back to Upton's now.
Right. This should be a quiet enough spot to concentrate on finding that saboteur.
It's...
I just hope Upton doesn't mind you turning her parlor into your own personal study.
I'm sure. Now, let's have a look at that list again.
It's this
Peyton
one.
Ferguson. The initials match those on the letter we got at the Lamplight Depot.
I'd say it's our best bet.
Lucian Donaldson. Those initials don't match the ones on the letter. If dead... Paris Wilson. Those initials don't... Unless Mr. McKee has escaped from prison, which I highly doubt, I think we can rule out Mr.
Okay, cool. So, Peyton. To the map. Peyton Fergie's address. Oh, let's start with that one, I guess.
Well, well. Who's this lovely specimen?
Allow me to introduce Peyton Ferguson, known Redite and prime suspect in a sabotage at the Thorbomb Ironworks. I picked him up and brought him straight to you.
Ooh, a saboteur. Just leave him to me and I'll make him feel right at home.
Please find the Justice Killer soon, Miles. Being Giles' prisoner is not my idea of a good time.
Right. I'll leave you to it then.
Was that it? Okay. Side quest completed. Moving on.
Mr. Mims, a word if you wouldn't mind?
Yes, what is it?
I found the person responsible for sabotaging your iron mill.
Oh, yeah?
His name is Peyton Ferguson. He's currently at the Bow Street Jail.
Hey, not bad. I owe you one, Detective.
He certainly does.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about Hannibal Kirkland?
Good worker. Mostly kept to himself. Real shame what happened to him.
Do you know if anyone here disliked Kirkland?
Enough to want him dead? Nah. There's the occasional scrap, but everyone around here gets along for the most part. Like I said, he mostly kept to himself. Head down, didn't bother nobody.
Do you know what he did outside of work?
No idea. I only ever saw him here.
Okay.
You said Kirkland was a good worker?
One of my best. I knew something was up when he didn't show up for a couple of days. Don't think he'd ever missed work before.
Did he have any personal effects he kept here, or an area where he worked?
He had a cabinet downstairs in the workers' changing area, just like everyone else. You can go take a look if you want, but I don't think the police found anything.
Okay.
Kirkland's cabinet is the third one from the left.
Third from the left, eh?
Are you familiar?
The who?
He's a serial murderer who's killed.
Is that right?
He may have killed one of your men. Weren't the police here asking about it?
Oh, is that what that was all about? I know they came poking around here a while back, but I was busy dealing with other things.
It's nice to see the lines of communication here are wide open.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been the foreman here?
Sometimes I think it's been too long. Things were so much easier before we got these machines. They keep saying they're supposed to improve our lives, but they've been nothing but trouble. I've already had 5 of my best men get mangled by some of them.
Ah, yes, you haven't invented, like, workplace safety training or WMIS or anything yet.
One of these days, I'm just going to pack it all up and retire. Let someone else deal with these damn things.
I'll be going now.
Be careful on your way out.
Okay. Bye. It was a pleasure doing side quests for you.
At least having a heater down here manages to keep things warm. I remember the changing rooms at the police station were always ice cold.
Gents, please stop shaving in the showers. The cleaning lady almost tore my head off. She says the drains can't take all the hair. Mims. Okay.
Sounds like there's someone in there. If you weren't so bashful, I'd suggest joining in. You could certainly use it.
So third from the left, was it? So, we probably need to get the combination from her now.
She's busy.
God damn it.
All that.
Change to look at the case. No, it was Millingham. It was Hannibal, right? Okay.
No use, Bob.
Why can't he keep talking to Reggie here, or whatever his name is?
Keep up the good work.
Mr. Hastings.
I don't think...
Okay. Just did that, did that, did that, did that. Can I still do you?
Leave him to his...
Oh, okay.
No time to waste.
Okay.
Hello again.
Probably.
No.
No need to talk to him. Therein.
What am I missing? What one thing have I not done yet? Okay, hold on. This is the one thing I can do right now. So... Veggie. Nope. Animal. Still need to talk to the serving girl, and I still need to look at Ruby. I'm waiting for some kind of an audio prompt.
Just another one. Just another one. Just another. Just another. Dr. Tennyson, these things. Self-Portrait as a Desperate Man by B. Calvert. A bit like looking in the mirror. She's busy. Give me an old-fashioned. All that. Asleep at a young woman holding a... Seems like they have...
What the hell am I missing?
Whew. Whew. Must have been a powerful shot to knock him backwards like that. Not a very pretty way to go out. I wonder if he was trying to get something from that safe. At least this poor slob got to die in bed. There it...
I don't know what to do next. Oh, wait, hold on. Do I actually have to come say, hey, I don't know the...
Yes.
Oh my god.
Would you happen to know the combination?
There we go. I found the one thing.
No. Every worker sets their own combination, and I don't ask for it.
What happens if they were to forget it?
Well, I have them come up with some sort of personal reminder and keep those in a file.
And do you still have Kirkland's?
I'll give it to you as soon as we're done.
I'll be
careful.
We're done talking
There
now.
you go. You're lucky I only clean out my files at the end of the year.
See, I always told you I wasn't disorganized. Just preparing for the future.
The shipwreck, the red and white, the sign. Shipwreck, the red and white, and the sign. Zero. Okay. Red and white. I want to say that, like 1. And the sign. Five. Boom.
Empty. That's disappointing.
Not completely empty. There's something at the bottom here.
Ah, the Gilded Lily. 12 refined ladies in waiting, all sizes. Petite, skinny, buxom. Oh, there's a special. Present this handbill in 50 shillings for the normal 1 crown treat. At 408 Petticoat Lane, Chumley. Cool. Great. Excellent.
Seems our friend Hannibal had a few extracurricular activities after all.
Gilded Lily, huh?
Are the numbers random? Oh, that is fun.
Suspicious.
Who knew such a pretty flower could cause such an inconvenience?
Jesus.
The answer to that question is me, in case you were wondering. Flowers bring nothing but trouble. Trouble and snot.
That's enough, Bill. We need to get a move on.
All right.
Well.
Oh, an eye patch. Excellent.
Welcome to the Gilded Lily.
Oh my. Some salacious art.
Pleasure it is you're looking for.
I'm afraid I'm here for business, not pleasure.
Oh, well, that's just a shame, isn't it?
I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator.
I know this actor's from the Black Hole things, but I can't remember
I'm in
the
charge of
characters.
this establishment.
You won't mind if I take a look around or ask you some questions?
As long as you keep to the front room, you can do whatever you like. Beyond that, you're gonna have to pay.
Maybe it's best if you leave this part out when you tell Adelaide about the case later. Oh, my virgin eyes. I'm not too familiar with places like this, but I believe that's where the fun happens, if you've got the crowns for it. Looks nervous. Wonder if this is his first time. What a charming statue. Wouldn't she get cold fetching water in that state of undress? You certainly won't find art like that at the National Gallery.
It's true. Alright, cool.
May I ask you a few questions, Serafina?
Of course you may.
Good name.
But I can't guarantee the answers will be free.
Okay. Also looks like an actress whose name I can't place. Oh, what the hell? I can't remember. Doesn't matter.
Do you know anything about the Justice Killer?
I'm afraid not, dear. I don't normally associate with killers.
That you know of.
Anything? He's the reason I'm here.
Well, I can assure you I know nothing about your murderer. If the trail has led you here, it's surely just coincidence.
Yeah, she seems awfully certain of that. It's a good thing we don't believe in coincidences.
Did you have a man named Hannibal Kirkland as a client?
I make it my practice not to learn the names of any customers here, Mr. Fordham. I hate
Smart.
to disappoint anyone who
Though
comes through
also
those doors, but
unfortunate because think of the
discretion
information you
is
could leverage.
paramount in this business.
Well, at least you know you can trust these women with your secrets.
Do you by chance have a girl named Ruby in your service?
Ruby? Yes, she's one of our newest girls. She's not in any sort of trouble, is she?
Not at all. I merely wanted to speak with her.
Well, she should be in the dressing room. If you go through the rear door and follow the hallway down, it's the last door on the left.
I see. Thank you.
I'm just allowed to do that?
Did you know Percival McDonough?
The politician? I knew who he was, but never met him personally.
He was seeing Ruby, wasn't he?
Not regularly, no. In fact, his first and only visit with her was yesterday.
Were you aware that he was murdered shortly after that?
I had no idea. How terrible.
Yes, it is terrible. This means she's lost a potential repeat customer.
I mean, yeah.
This is a lovely establishment you have. And such a nice name, too.
Thank you, my dear. It wasn't always called the Gilded Lily, though. We were formerly known as Le Maison de Tolérance.
What inspired the name change?
That's a bit of a long story. Not worth getting into.
How long have you been operating?
Going on 25 years. Business has been good. There's a reason this is the world's oldest profession, you know.
That's fair.
So, how did you get into this business?
Like many of the other girls, it was the best of some bad options. I had no interest in being beholden to a husband. I may be a fallen woman, but better to fly and fall than to have your wings clipped.
Do you enjoy the work?
It's a job like any other, Mr. Fordham. There are good days and there are bad days. But my girls are my family. We take care of each other. I couldn't ask for anything better.
Thank you for your time.
Of course,
That's fair.
my dear.
I mean, yeah. That's fair. I find it so wild that we can just walk into the back rooms here.
Oh, hello. Did Serafina send you back here for me?
Yes, but not for the usual reasons. I'm a private investigator. My name is Miles Fordham. Ruby, I presume?
Yes, that's right. What do you need from me?
Just some information.
Well, I'll do my best.
The girls here don't get much in the way of a dressing area. Still, something is better than nothing, I suppose. The girls...
Oh, I actually get to look at this picture.
Lily, 1809 to 1843. I wonder what happened to her. No lilies? Seems like a missed opportunity. Cut down in her prime. Late. That's a nice locket for being such a cheap piece of jewelry.
I sure hope I don't have to write that down. If I don't just throw that in chat super duper quick. 313-2213. Just on the off chance it doesn't show up in the casebook. There you go.
I'm guessing this is where most of the girls keep their personal belongings. Doesn't seem to offer much in the way of privacy.
Alright. How much you want to bet that that lily is extremely important to everything?
Have you heard of the Justice Killer?
No, I don't believe so.
He's a serial murderer who's killed 5 victims, mostly men from Chumley.
Oh dear, that sounds dreadful. Is that what you're investigating?
It is. Do you know
This
anyone
is
who
the
might have some information about
voice of the main character
I don't.
from
Sorry, I can't be
Blackwell.
more help.
I should learn her
Did you
name.
ever have a client named Hannibal Kirkland?
No, that name doesn't sound familiar. Sorry.
Do you know Ennis Bowditch?
Bowditch? Didn't think I'd be hearing that name again.
As I understand it, he was seeing your friend, the serving girl at the ruined coffee house.
Yeah, that's right. Annabelle. She broke things off with him a while ago, though.
So she said. Did you ever know him to be violent?
Violent? The bastard nearly beat Annabelle's brains in once. Why do you think she chucked him?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
At least she had the good sense to get rid of him.
Perhaps we should go confirm this newly discovered fact with Annabelle.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever meet a man named Burley Cause?
No, I never met him, but one of the other girls had him as a client.
Oh,
I
yeah?
remember because she was laughing about his name. He wasn't very burly, if you get my meaning.
Right.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Reggie Willingham?
Oh, him? He had to be banned from here.
Really? What happened?
He got way too rough with one of the girls. She ended up shy a few teeth.
Jesus.
Good Lord.
Yeah, apparently he wasn't too fond of boundaries.
He had a small
Conference to
dick.
him,
I like to think that he was actually
You
extremely
aware that
scrawny.
Mr. Willingham was murdered?
What? Oh, well, now I feel terrible for saying good riddance. I meant...
I think I know what you meant, Ruby. It's fine.
Is it me, or is there a pattern starting to emerge here?
Mm-hmm.
You met recently with Percival McDonough, is that right?
How did you know that? I thought he was meant to keep those sorts of things private.
He had your name written down in his calendar.
And you found me here based on that?
Well, I am a detective.
Suppose that's true. Anyway, yes. I only met him the one time. There wasn't anything remarkable about him. After we finished, he got all emotional about his wife, but I could hardly understand what he was saying. I hate it when they cry afterwards.
Jesus. Jesus, lady. Like, jeez.
That's a rather nice portrait. Who's the subject?
Oh, that's Lily. Before my time. Serafina knows loads about her. Even changed the name of this place in her honor.
Oh,
You
yeah?
might try asking her if you want to know more.
Okay.
How long have you been in this business?
Only a few months now. Used to work at a kitchen, but then they brought in some of those new automated machines.
Ah, sadly familiar story.
At least this profession isn't in any danger of being made obsolete by steam tech. Cold steel can never replace a warm touch.
Let's just hope that's
I
true.
have terrible news
I'll
for
just
you.
leave you to it then.
Thanks, love.
Turns out, perversion knows no bounds.
May I ask you a few questions, Serafina?
Of course you may.
Sure.
Could you tell me about the young lady in the portrait hanging in the
Catherine
background?
Zeta-Jones, there we go.
That's Lily Peterson. She was a wonderful woman and a great friend.
What
Zeta?
happened to her?
It's a rather tragic story, Mr. Fordham. I'd rather not go into too much detail. The short version is this. She was with a client who got very carried away. She was able to defend herself enough to mortally wound the bastard, but the damage had already been done. The girls and I decided among us that we would rename this establishment in her honor. Some days it's still hard to believe she's gone. I haven't even been able to get rid of her box of things.
Ooh, could I
I'm
have the
very
box
sorry
of
for your
things?
loss, Serafina.
Thank you, dear. It was especially awful given Lily's past. Her sister died at the hands of her own husband some 16 years before. Some people just can't escape tragedy, no matter how far they run.
Huh. Something tells me these deaths are significant. It would be a good idea to learn as much as we can about Lily Peterson.
Thank you for your time.
Of course.
We've exhausted.
Where's the box? Where's the box of things?
I'm guessing this is where.
So,
Yes?
Box of things.
Serafina told me that Lily's possessions are still here. Do you know where they're kept?
Yeah, in that cabinet over there. Lily had a special place in Serafina's heart. I don't think she has the nerve to get rid of this stuff yet.
Do you think I could take a look through it?
Oh, I don't know.
Serafina never has to know. I promise I'll only look, not touch.
Literally have to
I
touch
got a
to look.
crown for every time I'd heard that. But, alright. As long as you keep your word and don't take anything from the box, I'll let you have a look. I'll get it for you after.
I'll just leave you to it then.
Thanks, love. There you go.
So, question mark. Do we just instantly take something from the box? Hold on, I want to check something. Clues? Testimony list. Guild Lily. Rolled up paper. Okay, alright. That's what was in there. Okay. Okay.
A cheap ring. Must have had sentimental value because otherwise there'd be no point in keeping it. These don't look too valuable. Nice scarf. Impressively clean, too. Lily clearly took care of her things. One of 3 buttons with an engraved lily on it. I don't know if they're just decorative or if they have some other purpose.
Okay, we'll get back to that.
Let's see what we have in here.
February 11th, 18 doesn't matter. Dear Miss Peterson, while it's an orthodox practice for a detective to maintain contact with the relatives of a victim after the case has been closed, your story has touched me on a deeper level. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you during this difficult time. I understand you have decided to take it upon yourself to raise your sister's son, and for that I commend and respect your strength of will. Again, do not hesitate to contact me if there's anything I can do to help. Detective Lester Barnett.
kind of sad though. It's kind of sad that Lily kept that letter.
Huh. Anyways, okay, so 3, 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 3. Signed the murderer. Exactly.
I think we just found ourselves a
oh boy. Aunt Lily, I tried. God knows I tried, but I couldn't let the bastard get away with his crime. I refused to watch you suffer the same fate as Mother. Justice had to be done. I've snuffed out his life just as he tried to choke yours out of your body. The blood that stains this letter is his. Okay. As I write this, you're in a hospital bed unconscious. I don't know if I'll ever be able to speak with you again, but I am placing this letter in your secret place in the hope that you will someday be able to read it. In the meantime, I have discovered my true calling. I must dispense justice to those who harm innocent women. I have seen the cycle of violence go on for far too long. I have lost both my mother and aunt to violent men, and I must stop this from happening again. I spoke with Gloria, and she told me she had been violated by one of her clients, an ironworker named Hannibal Kirkland. I will observe his habits until the time is right to strike. After he is taken care of, I will find others and do the same with this wretched city until this wretched city is scrubbed clean. I need to send a message. Okay. Hey, that's pretty goddamn damning. Like... Okay, Lester Barnett. Okay, so they're saying Aunt Lily. So who was Lily's kid?
So.
Yes.
I'll just.
I think I'm gonna not. I think it's better not to mention the bloody letter to the person I just said I wasn't gonna take anything from. I will send a clear, unambiguous message to the evil men of this city. Indeed.
Questions, Seraphina?
Indeed.
Of course you may, but...
Seraphina, what can you tell me about Lily's nephew?
Her nephew? I didn't know she had a nephew. Lily didn't talk much about her family, as you can probably imagine.
You're not lying to me, are you?
I have nothing to hide from you.
Except maybe the truth. But I don't think we have what we need to make her talk. If there even is anything that would make her talk.
Thank you for your time.
Of course.
Okay, let's go back here and I'm going to save before I ask about the bloody letter back here. We have to talk to... We obviously have to talk to the detective.
So, Ruby. I found this letter inside a secret compartment in the box belonging to Lily. Do you know anything about it?
I thought we agreed.
This is a special case. This letter's from Lily's nephew, the Justice Killer.
Oh, I see. Look, I've only been here a short time. I don't know anything about Lily or any killers or anything, I swear.
You know, I think she's telling...
I'll just leave you...
Thanks, love.
Okay, fair enough. That one was okay. We need to definitely, categorically talk to whatever, Fordham? No, Snelling. We're Fordham.
Chief Snelling?
Yes, Fordham?
Do you recall a murder involving a woman named Lily Peterson about a year ago?
Lily Peterson? Yes, that name does sound familiar. Of course, the prostitute murder. That wasn't one of yours, was it?
No, it wasn't. Do you remember any other details?
As I recall, the woman was beaten severely by one of her clients, who escaped and was never found. She died a few days later in the hospital. How is this of any relevance, exactly?
That's what I'm trying to piece together. Did you know that Lily Peterson had a sister who was killed some 16 years ago?
I didn't. Are you suggesting that's related somehow?
I think it is. Would you be able to get me the case file?
What was the victim's name?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
That might be a bit more difficult, unless you can give me more details.
I'll try my best.
Very well. What year did you say the case was from?
I didn't. Hold on. She died in 46? Minus 16? So 36. So 30? I don't remember the shit.
It would have. Right.
I'm just gonna guess. Lester Barnett.
Right. And what was the victim? It was. All right. I suggest you.
God damn it. Okay. Okay. Ruby's voice actor. Ruby's voice actor in the game I kickstarted, so I've seen streams with her. Yeah, she's also the voice of the main character from the Blackwell series. She is in Strangeland, I believe, which is the new Watch It game that's coming out in May. She's been in other stuff too. Autocorrupt? Sorry, what? oh, wow, I didn't even, wow, cock started, you know, cock started. Okay, so, we need to go back here. And we need to go here again. $43. So 43, 33, so 27? And let's look at the letter.
It's kind of sad though. It's kind of.
Oh no, I already got that date. That didn't have anything on it. So, oh, you know what? We can probably go talk to Chappy Boy here. Oh, come on! Give me the official cause of death, you cowards. So what did I say? 27. So, Barnett, Lester Barnett. I have the cause of death? Do I? Where is it? Oh. Hold on. In the letter? Which letter? This one? Okay, this one? I snuffed at his life just as he tried to choke yours out of your body. So I guess we're just going to... Wait, but there's blood on the... You wouldn't get blood from choking. Because if you tried hard enough, fair.
Yes. What?
Okay, so I'm gonna go with 26. It's 26. I mean, it's 26 or 28. It's actually 27, but like, wow. So you died in 43. So 43, 33. And then minus 6. Yeah, I don't know. 26.
Right. And who was the detective assigned?
Barnett.
And
Stabbing, shooting, or strangulation. I mean, shooting is the dude's modus operandi.
It was a.
So let's try that. Okay.
Yes.
Try it again.
What year did you say?
So let's try. What did I say last time? 26.
Right.
It's definitely Barnett.
It was
right. And what?
Strangulation. No. Okay.
Chiefs.
Yes.
Okay, let's try 28 instead.
I really need to take a look.
What?
28.
Right.
Definitely Barnett.
And what?
And we'll start with strangulation.
All right.
Did he keep all the files under his desk?
Yes.
Oh, okay, fine. I don't know how you get blood on there with the strangulation, but whatever. Okay. Alright.
So we have our killer's last name and possible first name, assuming he's the same man Linda Walker talked about. Perhaps it's time to ask about him at the docks.
Well, how about I actually read the thing before you say the thing? I don't know why there would be blood all over the paper if we just strangled him. I guess if we also, I say we, in this case being the killer, just, like, chopped him up? I guess? I don't know. Anyways, let's see. The date is March 30th. Victim, Liam Collins and Daisy Collins. Okay. 3734, cause of death, gunshot, self-inflicted, and strangulation. Oh, okay. Well, okay. Police were notified after a neighbor heard shouting and general commotion from the Collins apartment. Upon arrival, they found Daisy Collins in the living room with clear signs of strangulation. In the bedroom, they found Liam Collins, the apparent victim of the self-inflicted gunshot to the head. Searching the rest of the apartment, officers found a young child aged approximately 4 years old hiding in a closet. The child did not respond to questions and was visibly upset. Detective Lester Barnett conducted an investigation, determined that Liam Collins attacked his wife, likely under the influence of alcohol, and accidentally caused her death. Upon realizing what he had done, he used his own pistol to take his life. The child has been taken into police custody and is awaiting transfer to an orphanage if no next of kin is located. Okay. Read the letter, it explains it. Does it? Oh no, it says the bloodstains in the letter is his. Uh-huh. Okay, so no, it doesn't actually explain it. Killer made this one, that one look like a suicide. Sure. Okay, so we're looking for Liam Collins now. We still have to talk to the girl at the coffee house? What is left? Oh, well, at least we get to do it now.
Begging your pardon, miss.
How can I help you, sir?
Young Julia Roberts?
I spoke with your friend Ruby. She told me something quite disturbing.
What was that?
She said that Ennis had fits of violence, and that the reason you ended your relationship was because he hit you.
Why would she tell you that? That was my secret to tell, not hers. I thought we were friends.
It's obvious she cares about you and was worried about your well-being.
Well, it hardly matters now Ennis is dead, does it?
But is it true? Did he raise his hand to you?
Yes. It is true. As I said before, something changed in him. I have no idea what, but I had to get away.
I see. Thank you for your honesty. I'm sorry you had to experience what you did.
Alright.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thanks.
So, now we gotta go down to the docks.
Keep up the good.
Alright, cool. I love that he does it over here. I don't understand this.
A few more questions,
Why
if you don't
this? But whatever. Okay, Samuel
You know
Collins.
a man named Samuel Collins?
Yes.
Sounds
I
like he
do.
makes bootleg
He's
gin.
one of my workers.
Is he working today?
No, it's his day off. Why do you ask?
I'm very interested in speaking with him. Could you tell me where I can find him?
I don't just give out information on my men to strangers. What reason do you have for wanting to speak with him?
I believe he may be involved in some serious crimes.
Is that right? And what are these serious crimes, exactly?
I'm almost certain, I have to say, I think he's stealing from you. I think that is the answer.
I believe he's stealing money from you and your business.
What? Do you have proof of this? Stop.
Okay.
About...
Yep.
I believe...
What?
The Hanbrook Flower
Ah,
Shop.
there we go.
He stole several orders of Easter lilies.
Yeah.
The Hanbrook Flower Shop? They're not one of my customers. I only sell to wholesalers.
A minor detail. The point remains that your man's a burglar.
That's quite a serious claim. What proof do you have?
You can hear it straight from the man who works at the shop that was burgled.
Well, where is he then?
Wait here just a moment.
Hold on, I conveniently have him 10 feet away.
Excuse me, Mr. Hastings?
What is it, detective? As I said, I'm rather busy.
Dude, you're not doing
I was wondering
shit.
if you might help me with something. Could you please tell the shipping manager over there about the burglaries at your flower shop?
Certainly.
Go ahead, Mr. Hastings.
Right. It all started around 5 months ago.
And the propeller spin.
And he didn't come around again after that night.
Thank you, Mr. Hastings. That'll do. Now are you convinced?
Fine. I hate to lose 2 of my men in such a short amount of time, but if he's done wrong, I can't just stand by.
I mean, you
Samuel
can.
lives in Chumley, at 210 Abattoir Row.
Thank you,
Abattoir Row, huh?
Several lives.
But I'm going to have to spend several crowns in order to get things back to normal.
Yeah, we get it.
Now,
You're a
if
capitalist.
you'll excuse me.
Okay. Okay. Apprehend Collins at his home. Okay. Just in case this is gonna have like a thing where I have to act quick because, whoa boy, I'm not prepared for that. Okay. Oh, that's ominous looking. Cool home, dude.
Samuel Collins?
Yes?
I'm Terrence Shackley from the Labor Department. I wanted to ask you some questions about your employer at the docks.
Oh, of course. Please come in.
Wait. Is he voiced by the same guy who does the voice in my head?
Terrence Shackley? But it's not my real name. I just used it to get into your apartment. I believe you did something similar at the Houses of Parliament with Mr. McDonough.
So, you're Fordham. The one who was snooping around at the Gilded Lily.
It is!
Indeed.
That's so weird for that guy's voice to be the same voice.
Of course. The rooftop. I'm sorry about what happened to your partner. It wasn't my intent for him to die.
Oh, he's sorry, is he?
I'm almost certain they're the same voice actor. That's so weird to me.
This encounter was inevitable. But I admit I didn't think it would be this soon. So, you're here to arrest me.
I think I'd just keep it cool.
That's right. Samuel Collins, I'm placing you under arrest for the murders of Percival McDonough, Burley Cause, Ennis Bowditch, Hannibal Kirkland, and Reggie Willingham.
Oh, please. Every one of those men deserved what they got.
Why do you say that? None of those men killed anyone.
No. What they did was far worse. Inexcusable. Unforgivable. I had to make sure justice was done.
I understand your reasons, but that doesn't mean your actions were justified. You need to pay for your crimes, one way or another.
My crimes? What about theirs? If not for me, they would have gotten away with them.
There are other ways of upholding justice, Collins. Ways that don't involve mass murder.
The system is broken. Criminals get away all the time. You know that.
Only too well.
But you comprehend my situation. You understand.
Hard to try a dead man. Yeah, exactly.
Understanding is not the same as approval.
But it is the first step.
Is this bastard really suggesting what I think he is?
All I ask is that you allow me to continue my work in peace.
You asked me to look the other way once before, and I refused.
Yes, and it cost your partner's life.
Well, this time it's just you and me, and I'm still not going to let you off. You're out of your mind if you think I'm going to just let you keep killing.
Damn right, Miles. This has to end.
All right, now punch him in the throat.
You leave me no choice.
Wait, seriously? Whoa, Jesus!
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank God you're a better shot than I was.
So, this is our justice killer?
Well, was.
That's right.
I suppose congratulations are in order. You did well.
Should I have told Snelling first?
Thank you, Chief Snelling. I'm glad we were finally able to work together.
Yes.
Bill
Well,
and Sam voice with the same guy?
you
Yeah,
weren't so
100%.
rash as to confront him without notifying me first. Perhaps for you yet. Now then, I'll go get
I certainly didn't.
and remove the body. Wait here.
Quite a night, hey, Bill? Bill? Are you there? Bill? Oh.
2 weeks later.
It's good of you to do this, Miles. Do you need some time alone?
Yay!
Wouldn't mind.
All right. I'll wait for you over by the sycamores.
I think this is the good ending?
So, it's finally over. I have to admit, it's been strange not hearing you all the time anymore. Never in a million years did I think I would actually miss it. But the important thing is you've moved on, and I got what I was looking for. I'm starting up my own private detective agency, you know. Addie and Upton are going to be my partners.
If spoilers when this is done, I look into it. Jesus,
that reminds me.
I look forward to
I
it.
brought you a little something.
Aww,
It's not
get
much,
you a little beer.
but I thought you might appreciate it. Thank you for all your help, Bill. I truly would have been lost without it. Bill, wake up! Your grave is on fire! Well, I thought it was funny. Goodbye, old friend. I love you.
I love how this used to be Francisco Gonzalez. Francisco Gonzalez. Oh yeah, Mark Bennis did the music. Okay. Okay, hey look, that's Lamplight City. Got there. Love a good choir. Yeah, let's just appreciate the music for a minute. Ben Britton, yeah. Hey, look at that, Bill and Sam. I wonder if that was a conscious decision to have them voiced similar by the same person. Adelaide Fordham, Felicia Hudson, ready to go. Yeah, so Malcolm Harris, Officer Kane, Janice Usher, voting assistant. Wow, people are running a lot of jobs here. Mary Donnelly, Ivy Limper. Yeah, so Ivy Dupler is the actress whose name I recognize. A Goldfarb is the other one I know a lot of. Joe Camillo, Ray Lindsay. Andy Manja. Wow, look at, I did not even register that so many of these actors did multiple voices. I guess some of them did, but they were just smaller pieces. I just didn't really clock them. Oh, interesting. Snelling and Fellows are the same voice. That I did not get. Guy Dumas. Tessa LaFay. Jimbo. Same for Mims. Okay. I assume the dev's in one of the Discords I'm in? I don't know. I could probably tell you their handle, because I'm in the Discord for Grundislav Games. He goes by Grundislav. Excel wizard? I love that every adventure game has an Excel sheet somewhere. Down Among the Dead Men. Oh, interesting. That's the song. I could ask him. I could probably ask that. You know what? I'll ask that question. No, I won't. I won't because the music will get all weird. So, but I will, you know, on your behalf, I will ask about that because it was odd that the lily was missing. So this song is a real song, as I recall. The title was earlier back, I don't recall. Down Amongst the Dead Men, I think is what it's called. But it's a real song. Okay, we're at the special thanks section. So, let's see. Some fun ways to mess up. If you declare 2 or more cases unsolvable, you get sent to the asylum at the end of case 4. Oh, okay. If you throw Upton under the bus at the start of case 5, you just go straight to jail. Okay. Fair enough. I kind of want to go back and, screw it up just so I can see the asylum stuff. But I guess that's what YouTube's for, right? You can just see the bad ending. If you do not get Miss Dupree arrested in case 1, then the Justice Killer comes for you near the end of case 5. Really? I wonder what the, well, justification is for that. That's very interesting. I would love to see how they get the logical leap there. I guess because you put an innocent man in behind bars or something? Ooh, bonus content! She was an abuser and you didn't stop her. So I guess it makes a leap there that it assumes that you knew she was an abuser and chose not to stop her, and thereby becoming an enabler. Whereas actually being able to prove that she was an abuser took, like, a lot of work. Alright. Bonus content. Where is it? Bonus. Loopers. Concept art. Ooh. So, map of Vespuccia. So, Kingsland, which is where we are. New Holland, Appalachia, Dixie, Piedmont, Lorraine, Rotterdam, Western Vespuccia. Okay. Victorian bar concept. Okay. This Miles looks significantly less shit-kicked. Spooky house. Okay. Oh, the original Fordham apartment. Bloopers. Oh god, there's so many. Oh god, I remember this from before. Hold on. Saying aha is weird.
Aha! Saying aha is so weird.
You've run out of dialogue options. Move along. This ain't my first rodeo.
She realizes her character is awful.
It's nice to know someone like you can appreciate some of the finer points of culture. Oh God, she's a horrible person. For God's sakes. Good.
Okay, some of these are actually pretty good.
Hello, I am Guy Dumas, the female servant at the Dupree Manor. So this is a case for Monsieur Pig. It was you, Guy Dumas.
Ruby, the LeBron James of prostitutes? What?
The LeBron James of the prostitutes. Got it. Cool.
What?
Pretty soon it'll be debutante. I hate Gascon Grand Dames. It's okay. It's all in my brain. Okay.
How can you tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
How?
One will see you later, and the other will see you in a while.
Fuck!
You're fired.
You're gonna retell that.
I hate and love that joke. Oh, I'm gonna have to remember that one to tell my wife, because she'll hate it so much more. Ah.
Dearest?
Hold on, sorry.
All right. Look at that, 11:56. Hey, we're wrapping up at like a perfect time. Okay, so that's Lamplight City. I am not going to go back and replay it for the alternate endings. I guess there are some, so feel free to look them up on YouTube. I will probably do that, especially the Asylum one. That looks interesting. But yeah, that was Lamplight City. I really enjoyed that. Other than a couple little weird gotchas with the writing, and having to find that one letter on the shelf, which was not super obvious to me. I think it might have been mentioned like a single line of dialogue, which is not ideal. It's a pretty good game. Well acted. I thought the portrait, the back and forth portraits during conversations was actually a really interesting choice. Because usually games like this, it's your fault for not clicking on everything. Sure. Usually in games like this, you just have, you know, sprite person with other sprite person talking and you see the 2 pixels move. So, it's a nice change of pace to actually see it, you know, get actual character portraits talking to each other. I think that's actually a really nice touch that I think adventure games could actually do with more. It did have the quality of life being able to fast click to doors, which I liked. I still maintain unfortunate incidents, unforeseen incidents. I had like the best thing with the little spacebar to actually just see all your interactables. God, that was helpful. I miss that in every adventure game I play now. I really enjoyed the overall story of this, and whilst I struggle with the fact that you can't really control Miles' spiral for, you know, a good chunk of the game, I understand it. It's just irritating, you know? It's just yelling at the screen. It's like, what? No, stop being stupid. Stupid. But like, that's, you know, it's writing the line between telling a story versus character choice, right? And so I get that. I like the fact that there's no kind of grand exit for Bill, which I think is really a really interesting choice. So like, you have this voice in your head this whole time that, quite frankly, you don't know if it's, you know, your own conscious haunting you or an actual ghost. And the second that you get what you feel is needed to like close that, like, oh, we caught the guy that caused all this, the voice is just gone, right? Like, there's no goodbye, there's no like, hey, you know what, we're like you did it, you finally solved my murder, it took you long enough to get here, da 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 da. It's just like, oh, this voice is just gone now, you know? And I think that's actually a very interesting choice. Because in a way, it's like, you wanted closure, here's your goddamn closure, you know? Which I really, really liked. I really like that about that. It's maybe a bit tougher to swallow for some people who want like a, you know, a tighter narrative button on the end. But, I like that. I respect that choice. It was weird kind of tying it all back together at the very end with that last thing, being the Justice Killer and having it all kind of tie back together. I wish there was a bit more woven in into the other cases, like just like little bits and pieces of information or something, just kind of keep stuff stringing along. Other than the newspaper, I don't know. I feel like that through line could have been a little bit more, as opposed to kind of just dropping it at the end of case 5, or like as case 5. But at the same time, you also have to balance, like, how the hell do you do that without it being extremely obvious that, like, hey, here's a thing you're going to be dealing with, you know, in a couple of cases. Yeah, music was good, well voice acted, looked really good. I would actually say the developer of this, of Lamplight City, is currently building another game called Rosewater General, which takes place in the same universe. So if you look at that map, it takes place in one of the other places. I believe in wherever, when that lady tried to take off with the baby, she took the train out to, like, the Wild West. I believe that's where it takes place. So I've had the pleasure of watching them stream, because they stream on Wednesdays or Thursdays, I can't remember. And it's like him doing the art for the game, like doing backgrounds and stuff like that. And it's really interesting. He's quite talented. So it's been interesting to kind of see it from both sides, you know, like seeing this game in its completed form, and obviously like them in creating it. I even managed to provide a little bit of feedback of like, hey, fonts are really hard to read when they're all pixelated, which he is aware of and will be changing, which is nice. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how Rosewater General comes out. Or just Rosewater, I should say. Comes out when it does. I have no idea of the release date or whatever. I was just going to link something here that was Day of the Tentacle related, but you literally posted it shortly under. What? What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? I have no idea what you're talking about there, you know? In Discord a week ago? Discord a week ago. I'm in the Discord. Which one? The every old school computer game one? In Watch Eye Games. Oh! Oh, are you in there too? Hold on. Are you in here? A, B, C, D. I'm clicking. I'm not logged into Discord on the web. God damn it. Ah, doesn't matter. Nighthawks is the game I was talking about. That oh, Nighthawks, right. I haven't played that one. That's one I know nothing about. I've never even heard of Nighthawks. Oh wait, yes I have. What am I talking about? I just didn't know it was called that. Do I have that one in Steam? I might. Might not. I don't know. Oh, it doesn't exist yet? Oh, okay. That would be why then. I recognize some of the art though. So I guess I've just got transient memories of stuff. But actually, yeah, they just announced Strangeland is landing at the end of May, which I'm really excited about. So yeah. All that to say, I really enjoyed Lamplight City. I don't really have anything negative to say. Like I said, other than a couple little like narrative weirdness things, which are minor. It's a really solid game. I like the fact that there's like alternate endings that are actually kind of difficult to get. Like in order to not accuse what's her face, like you have to kind of go a bit out of your way. But it's fun that that's like that's an option. It's a thing. There was a tiny bit of a hiccup at the end there because I definitely did not tell the chief of police where I was going. Because that was the thing. I was like, I didn't think you would actually, tell me what's going on before running off on your own. That's literally what I did. So I think that might be a wee bug. I'll mention it in the Discord as well. It's kind of an ass pull. Yeah. So I'm gonna mention that because I'm almost certain I should have gotten berated for going off on my own there. But I didn't. So. But yeah, really good game. Glad I bought it. it was on sale on GOG for, I don't even know how little, but it was like, maybe she was visiting Ruby and she told him. Ruby's too good for him. But yeah, really glad I got an opportunity to play that. And I have, oh no, I do know what I'm going to be playing for my next adventure game. I've decided. I figured out what that's going to be, which is a title. I do not remember what the hell it's called. God damn it, what is it called? Close this. Adventure games. Still there. That's what I'm gonna play. Yeah. Danganronpa? No. Though I do have that in here somewhere, I'm pretty sure. No, yeah, still there, which is some space adventure thing that I don't know very much about, but it looks cool. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me tonight. I'm glad we actually managed to just like put a button on this one, you know, right when we did. Yeah, so I will be back tomorrow with more indie games, of which I have not downloaded any. I don't know what's on the docket yet, but I got some. I'm not worried. Besides, I have Pokemon Freak's tool to help me find games in a panic, so that's good. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me tonight. Thank you, Pokemon Freak, for the 100 bits earlier in the channel. That was very nice of you. And yeah, that's gonna do it. So, as always, thank you for watching. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, wear your goddamn mask. Finally, you acknowledged me. Did I? I sort of did. I gotta fix the text-to-speech. I will fix that. But yeah, wear your goddamn masks. Get your vaccination scheduled if you can. And I will see you next time.